there. Welcome to the Sisterhood of the Traveling Bantha. We are your hosts, Denise
and Rexy, and we are recording with special support from Council Member Mark Collier.
And we're broadcasting from our galaxy to yours.
May the Force be with you.
Always.
You were live. Da, 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 da.
Oh, we didn't have our countdown today.
Hey, Kurt. Well, there's nobody there anyway.
Welcome. Yeah. We were just talking about Star Wars news, you guys.
Yeah, Denise walked in the house and goes, "Hey, did you hear?"
Oh, yeah. Did you hear about the latest casting for the Mandalorian Grogu?
I didn't tell me. I mean, I did, but I didn't tell me.
Sigourney Weaver has been, according to Dateline, so it's not like coming from Lucasfilms, but Dateline, I guess you can kind of take their word for it.
I think so.
I don't know.
Right?
But if this is really happening, I'm super excited because she has done so much sci-fi stuff.
Did you say earlier sci-fi queen?
Yes. Sci-fi queen.
Seriously, I am here for this. I think I'm a little bit surprised. I think maybe that she hasn't been in yet, but she does such kind of violent,
so
sci-fi movies. So I'm thinking this one's gonna maybe be a little more gritty.
So I made a TikTok about it, and somebody brought up a good point. They're like, I could totally see her being an imperial leader. Or I was like, I definitely see her as somebody in charge. So
yeah, she could definitely.
I'm here for this. I want it to happen. She has done so much great sci-fi stuff, like Aliens and Ghostbusters.
Oh,
Avatar.
If she did this, she'd be amazing.
Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, she was in Galaxy Quest. I was like, Spaceball?
No, I was going to say Space Quest. I'm like, that's not
Galaxy
right.
Quest.
Galaxy Quest.
Yes.
I think this would be fun. And according to Dateline also,
get away from her, you imperial.
Hi, Phil.
I like it. That makes me happy. And yes, hi, Phil.
I don't know. I could totally see her being some sort of imperial leader, and I don't know. And apparently she's already met Grogu, so that's kind of cool. I want to meet Grogu.
I want to meet Grogu. I'm a little bit jealous. Got baby Larry right up there behind Darth Jar Jar.
Grogu would hang out so well with Jar Jar.
Oh, definitely.
We're talking about Jar Jar. So,
I was trying to share a feed real quick.
So people listening out there in Facebook land and YouTube, I bought a life-size Jar Jar Binks, and it is great. And we're going to record a whole episode about it, so be on the lookout for that.
Yes, but for now, I wanna see if I can share a picture.
Okay, well you do that.
Is it on your Facebook?
Yeah, I'm gonna share a story about Matt was playing video games on his computer, and he's always in a Discord chat, and they video chat with each other.
Okay.
And one of them was sitting there, and it was like, "Is that a Jar Jar?" And he's like, "Yes, it's a life-size Jar Jar Binks."
As a matter of fact,
why not? It is
picture
massive.
is amazing.
It is fun. It is great.
It's full size. I'm gonna share it with you guys.
It is life.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, this
Phil,
Santa Jar Jar this Christmas.
I think I might put a hat on Jar Jar. It
nice.
might be kind of hard to get it up there because he's so tall, but I'll make it work. Give him a little Santa bag, and are we having technical difficulties?
We are having technical difficulties. I mean, luckily, the stream is actually working well, but I'm trying to. There we go. Trying to share this picture.
Yep.
Denise and Jar Jar for your viewing pleasure.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't that amazing?
Fantastic. So we have them in the office, and we have to keep the door shut during the day so the cats don't go in there because
they would start tearing them up. Yep.
And it's in really good condition. Like all the fabric is great, but enough Jar Jar Binks
so
talk.
Cool. No. Tell them the story about it.
No, we're gonna do a whole episode on it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, and then we'll tell you the story.
I'm not gonna spoil
So you guys can't have the story until then.
And then I'll have more like photos and stuff.
Yeah.
I go in and I give him a hug every day.
I'm so excited. I would too.
I give him a hug.
I would
great.
too.
Like, yeah, Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, we read a book this week.
We did.
This month, right?
This month. I read it actually last week.
I
finished it last week. I started it and finished it.
Binged to listen to it on audiobook Monday and Tuesday.
But you've listened to it or read it like
I've
several
read
times
it several
before, right?
times. It's like it was the very first Star Wars book I ever read, like years and years ago. And I've read it a couple of times. And the essential like books, the essential legends, is that what they call it now?
Is that what this is?
Yeah, the essential legends, because it's non-canon. It came out in 91.
So what's the difference between like legends and essential?
It's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Disney's calling it the essential legends. The EU, or the extended universe. Essential legends is how they're branding it.
Okay. Good enough for me.
It is like, this is what I based every other book on during, like, for the legends.
Yeah.
Was off this book.
Oh, wow. This one was so good.
It's my favorite
legends. Oh, man.
Although I think Earth Troopers was pretty close up there with it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I loved that book so much. But this one, like, there were so many different elements in it, and I loved all of them. Yeah.
Okay, so I got
we'll get to the book in a minute.
The new Essential Legends book that they released here in the last year with the cover. But I also brought some artifacts.
Artifacts? Oop, maybe not on the techno.
I also have my paperback copy. Like, I'm saying it has Rancors on it. We got Lucon. And then so this one, but then I also, Matt surprised me. I seriously have the best husband in the world, and he's cool. So, all right, shout out to Vintage Toy Mall. So Matt plays D&D at Vintage Toy Mall all the time with friends, and our friend is like the store manager over there.
Oh, nice.
So he always like pulls up like shows Matt all the cool Star Wars stuff.
Oh, very cool.
And I'm pretty sure, is that where Matt got this one? I don't know, but it's hardcover copy.
That is gorgeous.
Of Leia right there.
That is so pretty.
And there's what's his face? Is that what's his face? The prince? I'm drawing blank. Phil, did you read the book?
Oh my gosh, what was his name? Yeah, Phil, did you read the book? What's his name? Is that with a Z? Isn't it a Z? Isolder. Prince Isolder.
There we go. So you did have a Z.
It did. Well, it had an S, and it actually just had a Z sound.
Close enough.
And we got there.
It took a minute.
Prince Isolder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this book, fantastic.
Oh my gosh, yeah, this one is up there, and it definitely one of my favorites. I will definitely be rereading this book. It was so good. Phil says I read it back in 91. I can't remember.
Did you really read it back in 91? I didn't read it until
we were 7 years old in 1991. I don't think we were reading that.
No, I'm trying to think. I read it, I want to say around 2006.
Oh, yeah.
It was when I was working at Borders.
Oh, Borders.
Borders bookstore.
Borders in a while.
Man, I love Borders. They were my favorite book. I love them so much more than Barnes & Noble, but that's a whole nother.
Yeah. I usually go down to Books A Million if I need to look for books. Because Books A Million usually has something that I'm looking for, but Barnes & Noble almost never has anything that's like the best. I hate Barnes & Noble. They're always disappointing.
I never heard of Books-A-Million until I moved out here. It's not a
I
California
hadn't
thing.
either. No. But they have a Books-A-Million over in Tulsa Hills.
I did. I'm old
Oh,
AF. But you're young at heart,
Right.
Phil. So, and
Right.
you dress up as spacemen, so it's all fun and games. But okay, so the courtship of Leia. I love it.
It did not go how I expected it to go.
Were you?
I really
What
was.
were you expecting?
I was expecting more like people, different suitors trying to get her attention, win her hand, things like that. And then I read the synopsis and I was like, okay, well obviously it's not going to go the way I thought it did. But then there was oh my gosh, what were they called? Not the Night Sisters.
On that?
Yeah, what was that clan?
They were in the woods, but I can't remember. This is why it sucks sometimes, like doing audiobooks instead of reading, because I don't
Right.
visually see it. I don't always like
It doesn't stick.
retain the information.
But anyway, I really liked learning about another magic user, like another magic clan.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like there's the Night Sisters, and then there was this, and then I had no idea that we were gonna get a whole sub story about Rancors.
Oh yeah, I love the Rancor.
That was amazing. I love them even more now. Like they did such a good job, like going into their culture and things that they do. Like you get feelings for several of the Rancors.
And also, like, it was interesting to see the, like, almost codependency with the
Mhm.
other witches and the Rancors and how they live together in this harmony.
Yep.
To help each other survive and kind of sometimes harsh environments, it seemed
Mhm.
like, in terrain.
Because the Rancors help them travel
Yes.
over places that there is no way they would be able to do
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
And
But
they do it like it's nothing.
I want to ride a Rancor.
Me too. I want
Where's
to be
Kevin
friends
in
with
his
the
shirt?
Rancor.
Where's Kevin? Kevin has his professional. No,
Kevin's a
it's
Dragon
not.
Con.
No, it's not a Rancor rider. It's a Rancor.
Rancor milker.
Milker,
Professional
never
Rancor
mind.
milker. Yep. We won't see Kevin tonight because he is at Dragon Con.
That's right. Dragon Con.
Kevin, hope you are being safe and having fun and not getting your head stuck in any doors.
Because that has happened. So what did you think about... So, in this book, obviously, this time period is a lot different than the current... The canon, the actual
Yeah.
Disney canon story, where Leia doesn't go... She doesn't have this suitor, but she just immediately marries Han Solo after Return of the Jedi. In this book series, in the Legends, it is actually a few years later. Luke is trying to rebuild like the Jedi Academy temple,
Mhm.
trying to find information on what it's like to be a Jedi.
Right.
And these rules and ancient texts, because he's not really sure. Like they go into that some because it's only Jedi.
Right.
Like
People are dead.
but Leia, I think it still represents Leia the way that she always has been, about thinking about the people and considering this proposal that
Right.
came to them, because they did need the funding
Yeah.
for
They
the
needed
rebuilding
a
the
new
new
planet.
yeah.
They needed a home. And she was like, yeah, I will even work towards having feelings for this person so that my people can have a better life.
And not just for people, but they needed funding to rebuild the entire new republic,
Yeah.
and to
'Cause it's
finally
gone.
get rid of the last of the empire, and they couldn't do that with the funds that they had, and so this
But the Prince
system-
of the, what was it? Hapes? Again, I listened to it, never saw it. Never saw it.
the Hapes with a P. Yeah. The Hapes, they have 63 planets, and each planet
Mhm.
came bearing gifts and gold and money, and
They were storing this stuff in Leia's room so
So,
that she would be like,
I heard
yeah.
accept this marriage proposal.
But she doesn't want it. She doesn't want a single bit of it for herself. She just wants her people to be okay. And because of that, she was willing. She was like, I'll seriously consider this proposal, and I will spend enough time, and I will give it a fair, like, I'm going to give this guy a fair, honest try and see if I can develop feelings and see if I can marry this
It also
guy.
helped that he was a good-looking dude.
Right. Yeah, they described him as being really handsome, really gentlemanly, very courteous, but also, like, fun to hang out with. And it, like, a partner you would want to be with, right? Like a fun dude, but also wealthy enough to save your people.
What did you think about their culture? The hate.
Like what aspect?
So they were a very woman-led, like, society where men essentially were just, you're
just a male.
Like, they were just
so
kind
many
of
times
there. The guys were just there, and they were just essentially using them to, like, reproduce.
Yep. They were, like, breeders and workers, and
the women all
just like the clan actually that they encountered, and the Night Sisters, and they're all very much matriarchal societies.
Yes, that was the word I was looking for. Matriarchal. Yeah. There we go. Rex is coming in clutch with the words.
Got the words. Don't got the text today, but yeah.
But like it was very interesting because the prince seemed like he was okay with it. Like he was ready to have Leia take over and be the next queen mother, ruler of these 63 planets. And she was also, like, pretty high up in, I'm guessing, the new Senate for the New Republic.
Right.
She wasn't Mon Mothma, who was the supreme, like, leader of it.
Yeah.
But
she was, he was just like, yeah, I mean, you're gonna make a fantastic leader. You're gonna do a great job. My people are lucky to have you.
And it was so interesting because she didn't really, so they also valued that royalty. And they even talked about breeding the royalty, like, that the women, the queens, would be super selective on who they mated with.
Yeah.
To try to increase, like, intelligence, and, like, they were primed for it. And Leia was like, I don't care about, like, royal titles at all. Like,
right.
That's not what's important to me. And he even called her out. He's like, but you were done that way too. You were brought up and you were taught from the young age to lead. Your people expected you to lead. They didn't have any question for you to lead, just like in our society.
Right.
So that was very interesting to see. She's like, oh, yeah, huh. But I did feel kind of bad that, like, she didn't even accept the proposal. She was just like, I'm going to have 30 days to think this over. And everybody was like, oh, the royal one.
Oh, I know. Like, there's even at one point, and I'm sitting in the room, and at one point she's like, you can't plan my wedding without me. They're just acting like she doesn't even have a say in this. Like, she's already said yes and agreed. And she's like, I just met this guy.
Even Mon Mothma was like, it makes sense. We could use this alliance. They could use this for their people. Like,
because it does make sense. It is pragmatic. It is logical.
And Han is like, hey.
Because he was, like, literally in a relationship with her. Like, they have been dating. They have been, like, physical, intimate. Like, they have been a relationship.
She even brought him to dinner with the prince and was like, yeah. And he was like, I'm her lover.
Yep.
She's like, I could only imagine if that was, like, played out on the screen, that she was sitting there rolling her eyes.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, Han, what are you doing here? This just makes absolutely... Why? Why do you do this?
This is making it easier. But I felt really bad for Han because she didn't give him much, you know? Like, she didn't give him much. She was just like, yeah, this obviously is the best option for my people. I have to consider it. I'm gonna go off with this dude and see the planets and check everything out for 8 months.
Yeah, because she was gonna do that tour with them because they relieved Leia of all her, like, social obligations and duties to kind of
go, like, see the world she's going to be ruling over. And she really didn't give Han very much. Like, so I mean, in that respect, it was a little bit like, man, this kind of sucks on Leia's behalf, and I feel like it's a little bit out of character because Leia was very compassionate and very empathetic.
But the thing is it out of character because you know the Leia now in the canon?
Yeah. But this is Leia after she's been through all of
But this is Leia in a completely different universe.
Right. So who knows? It might be totally in character.
in the Legends, she didn't go through all those trials like she did in.
Okay.
Like, it is a completely different
I didn't
storyline.
realize that. I was kind of trying to mash it all together.
No, it is.
Okay.
So think of like the Legends like a multiverse.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's where it's hard sometimes, like going back and forth, because for like book club and book chat, we do go back and forth between like the Legends and the canon.
Yeah.
And you gotta like really turn your brain off.
And try to forget some of the stuff that you think you know about the characters.
Yeah. And it's really hard. Because like you said, it was out of character for Leia, but
maybe it wasn't.
For the Legends, like it's kind of on par where she did really care about her royal duties, and at that point they were just Han and Leia were just lovers. They weren't like
it wasn't like Han and Leia like we think.
Yeah. Okay. I think they were just lovers. They were doing their own thing. They obviously cared and loved for each other, but nothing was like, I don't think, set in stone at this point. Okay. Because at the end of the day, she is royalty and she is a leader,
She's
and
she has to do what's best for her people.
Can't just necessarily make all these decisions on her love life on a whim with somebody that came from nothing, a scoundrel, a pirate. Like,
and she's got these options, right? It's like it's love or it's
duty.
Like duty.
Yeah.
With a guy that I probably could learn to love, right? Like
And so it's really hard. But what did you think about C-3PO's announcement?
Oh my gosh, the song he sang?
No. The announcement. Okay. So before we say this, before Rexy goes into this, Han enlisted 3PO to help him win Leia back. This is 3PO. He is not. 3PO is unique. He is not the most.
Unique is one way to put it. 3PO is 3PO. He's high strung and he is not aware at all.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
3PO.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But I love him. And it doesn't matter. But I can see it. Especially during this
just no concept of like social cues.
Nope.
No, just
because he decides in the middle of a big meeting to make an announcement.
Han is the freaking king of Corellia. When I tell you, I was so confused. Like, I just was like, wait a minute, hold on, wait. No. What do you mean?
He has like no concept of like, oh, well, I'm going to just make a general announcement. Like, oh, you should have all known this. He's the king of Corellia, his grandfather who this, and he goes into this whole story, and Han is just like, dude.
He just like, oh my god.
He gets up and walks out. Like,
He's like, I'm not putting up with this. I'm not.
So
what are you doing?
So annoyed, and it was just. I'm referring to Han as the king.
The king.
King Han. King Han.
King Han. Can you imagine?
King Solo. We're just gonna say King Solo.
King Solo works better than King Han, but
it's like, is he not as good as the prince?
Right,
he's
like
king. Before we get to the song, Han Solo is like so mad at Leia at this point because she's going to go and do this 6-month tour. He was
8
like,
months. Isn't it like 8 months?
I think they were going to wait a little while, and then it was going to be like 6 months.
Oh, okay.
And then, but she was relieved of everything for like 8 months or something like that.
He
kidnaps her. Han is like, you're going with me, and we're going to go to this
and he uses that gun of command on her.
And they're going to a planet that he won in a Sabacc game
against that one crime boss. It was a crime boss I'd never heard of before. Okay, so it's not stuck, but so he wins this planet, and then he uses the gun of command from the Hapes on Leia to get her to go to Dathomir with him, because that's the planet he freaking won. He won Dathomir.
And what's so funny is so when he wins this planet, they show him this holo, and it looks like this glorious luscious planet with beautiful seas and grassy terrain.
Yes. I was thinking to them describe this, and I'm like,
that's not Dathomir.
No, you don't know what you're getting into, buddy.
And I will say, what is nice is they do carry over like Dathomir. It kind of has the same aesthetic from like Legends.
Yeah.
To Star Wars. The canon, but like trying to find the song.
Yes, I would love the song because I would love for you right now to sing it.
I'm not gonna sing it, but I'm gonna try to find it. But yeah, and then they take Leia, and she's so mad. And then the whole
she
galaxy
ripped him up one downside and the other.
And the whole galaxy isn't looking for them, trying. There are bounties out against Han.
And she's right. Like he's not just Han Solo. He's like
the
hero of the Republic.
Yep.
He's like General Solo. People know who he is, and he kidnapped freaking Princess Leia,
one of the most beloved princesses. And it's not like he was subtle about it at all because it was caught on camera.
Yep. So, just walking her down the hallway, and she's just like got this like dopey smile. It's like, all right, here we go. I'm willingly being kidnapped because I got drugged by this good man.
I will say that is a character trait from both the Legends and the canon. Is Han is very act first.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's super emotional, very impulsive.
There we go.
Very reckless. Yeah.
Very impulsive.
Just freaking love him though. And all of those reasons are also what make us love him so much, and
and I think
ultimately make her decision.
I think that's one of the reasons why Leia loves him so much is because he is more impulsive, and he's not so. He doesn't care about the rules and the social expectations nearly as much as everybody else. So like she can be a little bit more free with herself.
He cares about him, his friends, and her. Did you find it?
I did.
Oh yes. Okay.
So they get to
nope, not on the keyboard.
Nah.
I mean, we want to keep streaming, right?
Yeah.
Here, let me hold it.
I got it. So they get to this planet. They crash land. Like it wasn't like a smooth landing on this planet. They like literally crash land.
She is so mad at him. He kidnapped her, and now they're gonna crash.
And then he purposely crash lands it too, like the way that he did, so they think that they all died in this crash.
Right. Oh, and he's got Chewie, and Chewie is mad. Chewie is like mad at Han. Remember, like while they're still on the plane, he offered to beat him. He was like, ask Leia if she wanted him to beat up Han.
And so then they land, and then they see these huge footprints, like nothing is going right. In typical like Han fashion, like it has to get really bad before it gets good for Han. Like, everything is always, we're going to go down this.
He's got real good luck, but it always comes at the very end.
He has a whole lot of bad luck before that good luck kicks in. Like,
this was part of it.
And so they're like going around trying to camp, and 3PO decides, hey Leia, because he's still on this kick of trying to help Leia, or help Han win Leia back, as she's considering this prince with golden locks and
63 planets and
dignified and smart.
Yep, he's a good dancer. They spent hours dancing together.
And he also at one point left his home, and he was a pirate, and so he knew how to like handle himself because he was trying to find his brother who like was kidnapped. And so like
he's also got this like kind of swashbuckling, kind of badass type of I mean,
I can see why Leia's like
why she kind of likes him, and she does. By this point, she's figuring out she kind of likes this dude.
And so then 3PO comes up with a song. I'm not doing it.
Oh, okay. He's got his own planet, although it's kind of wild. Wookiees love him, women love him. He's got a winning smile. Though he may seem cool and cocky, he's more sensitive than he seems. It says chorus sung in accompaniment with three women who all sound like Leia. Han Solo, what a man! Solo, he's every princess. Yearns. Han Solo, what a man, what a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good.
It's so great, and it's so catchy. Apparently, that Leia keeps singing the song. She's like,
what a man Solo, what a man Solo.
He's like, C-3PO, like, why did he?
Here's her humming it at one point, and he's like smiling about it.
He's like, yeah. So, what a man. But this is also where we meet they're not Night Sisters, the witches on Dathomir.
That clan that I was trying to think of.
I can't remember what they're called. Get to their...
Oh, I just ran across one of the things that I really loved, that ships. They hate ships. They have these things called battle dragons. And they were awesome.
Anyway, so they meet these women, and
yes,
Leia essentially. So when these witches find men, they claim them. They own them.
Singing Mountain Clan. The Singing Mountain Clan. That was who they met. The other like force chained witches that they're.
They own the men they capture, and like there's a whole like not kind of like a ritual.
Yeah.
Men, like, but they
like if they capture a man from another clan, then the victory is considered like just a victory, and you let them win, and the other clan doesn't come get their man back. They're just like, yeah, he's yours now.
But like they also kind of but so they own these men, and they use them for breeding. And they can sell them off when they're done, or sell them off if they don't like them anymore. But they do. It seems like a lot of them do kind of stay with the men that they choose, and they do feel a connection and a bond with them. And they say that's part of their like force witch abilities, is that connection.
I know they were talking. I thought it was interesting how, I mean, like just like any other species, right? Like there's probably good and bad people in here. But she was talking about how like a lot of the good women, if they ended up with a man who was not satisfied, he would show her that he was dissatisfied by running away.
Yeah.
And she could either let him go and like go live a different life and go be happy, or she could recapture him and then resell him to somebody that he would prefer to be with. So like they did weirdly take their dudes' wishes into consideration, but it
was a very
it's not an Earth-based concept.
No. But like, so Leia had to essentially, so the witch that they ran into was trying to claim Han, and Leia had to be like, no, he saved me, like he's mine, so that he wouldn't then be one of their man dudes. And so then later, while all this is going on, Luke and the prince are trying to find Leia and Han.
Because they have teamed up now.
And that was interesting. But like, so then eventually they meet up. And
wait. Go back to like the hearing though. Because that was like one of my favorite little scenes in the book. Right? We're in the hearing, and they're talking about like, no, you can't have him. He saved my life. No, you can't have. Oh no. This was later. Okay.
I'm getting there.
I was like, don't pop it.
So then the same witch that I think it was the same witch that Han and Leia met up with, then meets up with the prince and Luke.
Yep.
And so then she now claims ownership over the prince.
Yep.
So then they go to this other hearing, and he's like, well, you can't own me. And Leia then tries again to like save the prince. She's like, well, because if the man saves them, they have that rightful claim.
So it's like a life debt.
And so Leia's like, well, he saved me.
So she's like, well, Luke.
And then she's like, well, what about this guy? She's like, well, he saved me too. And she's like, you can't.
It seems that all of the other men in space have tried to save her, have saved your life.
They're like, what is life off world? Everybody just saves you? She's like, well,
yeah.
People come
trying to
after
kill
me.
me a lot.
But she was not able to free the prince. And
Yep.
Luke was, because she had formed that bond with that prince, like, Luke was safe. Got ice water all over me.
Yep, Luke was safe from being owned, but not from somebody else trying to capture him.
Yeah, so another witch did try. But he formed a really interesting bond with this witch, and
I think they became friends.
I think so too. Luke, I think, learned a lot about the Force on this planet because these witches do use some sort of the Force.
Yeah.
And it kind of gave him this, like, different perspective on it. Because he was even, we're going to go High Republic trying.
Here it is.
So he even at one point was questioning. So he was feeling very, like, distraught because Yoda and Obi-Wan were not, like, responding to him, and he hadn't seen him in Force Ghost in a while, and he's like, are you even there? Like, am I supposed to do this? And he started kind of questioning the Force. I don't know where it came from, but he was just like, is using the Force, because it's supposed to be this living thing, are we taking away from somewhere else? Which totally made me think of the Path of the Open Hand.
Right.
Where Force, they don't like Jedi or the Force users because they feel like where they take from, even if it's using the Force for good, they're depleting it from somewhere else, and there's a negative effect.
Or that they're like,
because
stopping the Force from having its own free will. They're like restraining, and
but they're also saying where you save somebody here, they
might die over here.
Yeah. And so he was starting to question that, and it totally made me think of Path of the Open Hand and Martero.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But it was interesting to see him question that, which I guess it makes sense because you are taught that it is this living force. It is something that's supposed to encompass everything and promote life and light.
For light and light.
I did it again.
Good job. That's like two in one episode.
But so that was very interesting to see, and I think him exploring Dathomir with these witches and then eventually the Night Sisters kind of gives them a little bit more perspective. And then also, even when he interacts with the prince, he said, you may not have the Force, but there is good in you. And seeing the prince use the light to help out and kind of stand up ultimately in the end for what is good. And I think that kind of helped solidify for him that I can use the Force and use the Force for good, and to bring this, whatever word I'm looking for, to the galaxy.
Balance.
Yeah.
That's an overarching theme to the story, right? Balance.
But yeah, this book was crazy. All this was going on, and then we still have people hunting for Han, and they're trying to
find him, because while all of this, remember, Leia's been kidnapped.
Oh yeah, she even told the prince, she's like, Han didn't kidnap me. I went on my own free will. And he was like, video.
Yep. She was like, no.
He's like, well,
I agreed.
He's like, well, she's an intelligent woman. I guess I'm gonna have to just take her word for it, but it's not what it looked like.
Right? Well, you looked drugged AF, lady. Come on. He shot you with that stupid command gun.
It was just such an interesting, and like, it was very interesting to see the interaction between the prince and the witch, that bond, and then him trying to learn about her. He kept thinking that these were like savage, like, witches.
Right.
And she'd always point out, how is our culture any different than yours?
Right. Both matriarchal, both very much just set on like trying to do what's good for their people.
Both use men for their own purposes.
Like, and he's, eventually got to be like, oh well, you're right.
It's all how you view.
They formed a really good friendship, and I loved how I thought it was very sweet. Like at the end when they were talking about parting, right? They were talking about leaving, and she was so sad because this young witch was just so lonely. She just wanted partnership so bad. And he was pointing out where he was.
So they were sitting there kind of at nighttime, pointing out and looking at the stars, because she's never left the planet. Like, none of these witches have. And so he was telling her that he'd been out among the stars, and she asked where he was from.
Yeah.
And so he pointed to the stars, and she was like, "Oh, she's like, I'll look up there often and think of you and our friendship." And she's like, "Well, will you be able to look back at me?" He's like, "I can't see your planet from ours."
Yep.
And I'm like, "Oh."
It was so sad, but he was still like, "But I will look in your direction, and I will know that you're here."
Yeah, it was very sweet. The prince was a good guy. Like,
yeah, he was. I kept expecting, like, kind of halfway expecting him to have some kind of a heel turn, right? But he never did. It was just really nice.
Yeah, first time I read it, I was like, "Oh, there's gonna be some ulterior motive." But no, it was not him. It was his mother.
She sucked.
Queen Mother. She was
She sent the assassins. She did.
Go after Leia, but after her son. She also did this with her eldest son too, because she didn't think anybody else was good enough to rule after her.
Yep. And she was like, "All right, well, nobody's gonna unalive everybody."
She was even like, "You think Leia, who has nothing to her name,
pacifist,
come and rule my galaxy?" Like, yeah. Because he was the one that wanted to give the proposal to Leia, not the Queen Mother, and she just pretended to be along with it.
Right, while she was actually working under me.
Yeah, but he stuck it to her.
It was good.
It was so great. So I do want to jump ahead to that. So Han had this planet he owned, and the witches did not like that Han owned the planet.
No, especially because it was a man. It was a man, an outsider, not one of their clan, who owned this planet, their home planet. And we all know, even apparently in Legends, how important Dathomir is to the Night Sisters and these other magic clans.
Remember, the Night Sisters are bad, though, in this book.
Right, I want to talk about that in a minute. We'll get there.
It's a whole lot different.
We'll jump back after. I want to talk about that. We'll jump back there after.
We're talking about Han owning.
Yeah, you said you were talking about. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, just remember she was. I don't know her. Let's talk about Night Sisters.
Okay, so yeah, I was thinking about that because, like, with Clone Wars, we really do this. With Clone Wars, we really got an in-depth look at the Night Sisters, and then we've gotten more, like, with some of the shows and stuff that have come later. And in absolutely none of these are they portrayed as being, like, bad or evil or wicked. Just dark and kind of scary, right? Like, they don't really follow anybody else's laws or rules. But in this book, they very much seem like they were, like, at war almost with the Singing Mountain.
It seemed like they were all witches that previously done something very dark, because they talked about the eyes bleeding or the vessels bleeding, and there was this clear, like, difference, and, like, they were partnered up with the Imperials running the prison on the planet, and they, like, were constantly attacking the witches, and they were, like, very much, like, a bad group of witches.
Yeah, they were bad.
They were definitely villains, whereas in the canon, they
did not want to work with the Imperials.
They wanted
were decimated.
To stay on their own planet, didn't want anybody in there.
They just wanted to kind of keep themselves to their own thing.
Yeah.
But here, as we saw, like, when they had to break into the prison, it was a really funny scene. They break in, and it's like the old dude with the cleaner.
Yeah.
Right. Did they go back for it? Did it ever say?
No,
I was trying to remember if they ever said.
No, but I think they were going to release everybody.
Oh, that's right.
They asked for 2 days to be able to evacuate the planet for people who wanted to leave, because they weren't dangerous prisoners. They were just prisoners that the Empire didn't want to. They were smart people.
Yeah. Like, that guy
didn't want to
one
work for the Empire.
Knew stuff about, like, their scientific research and things, and they didn't want him working against them.
Yeah, and so they had him on this planet as prisoners,
but it was pretty funny. They just pop out and they were like, "Here's this old dude doing laundry."
He's like, "Oh, you guys breaking in? Here's some clothes,
some uniforms. Here, I'll help you take these couple
robes.
guards out." Like,
and Luke's like, "Yeah, I think we can trust him. Like, he's not dangerous. He's not gonna narc on us." Like,
and he helped them,
and he did. And I was glad. Like, it's one of those things. Like, I'm glad that they were able to help out. I think the prisoner in the end, because they do have that evacuation. They do get oh, that's where I was going with Han and the Deep. Give
Nice.
the planet back to them.
Yes.
At the end, like, because Han was willing to trade them or sell it to them, remember? And they're like, oh, he asked for 3 things. He asked for gold, his ship to be fixed,
Leia's hand.
and Leia to marry him.
Like, we can't give you Leia. And also, she told us to do this.
Yeah, they're like, that goes completely against our thing. The woman picks, not the man. So, like, it was really funny. But he's like, oh, I think in the beginning, he was going to give the planet over, I think, regardless of what happened.
Because that's Han. And even in this universe, it seems that Han is still Han.
Even being the scoundrel that he is, he, at the end, makes the right decision to do what's good and what's best for everybody. Yep. But, like, I just thought that was funny. He's like, I want her hand in marriage. And they're like,
no.
Leia called this.
And also, she said you did this. And also, again, no.
But then also, like, that there just showed how much Han and Leia, like, knew each other. Because they had spent so much time between A New Hope and Return of the Jedi.
Right. They had built this relationship.
Although there wasn't...
Even if they weren't, like, until the end of this book, I think, you know, that really solidified. She was like, this is my dude.
Even, like, Han, which is, I mean, even, like, at the end, he was like, oh, I don't need your gold. But Leia was like, no, just take it. Like,
you can pay for our wedding.
He's like, what kind of wedding? So, if you haven't gathered, they do end up together in the EU.
Because Leia made up her mind.
Yeah. And if you continue reading stories, they have, like, 3 children.
Awesome.
Yeah, they have a boy and then 2 twins. One of the twins turns to the dark side.
Okay. I'll have to read some of those later.
Yeah.
Whatever that was.
It was a bat. But yeah. So we knew they were going to end up together.
Yeah.
But the story that I really appreciated was the prince and the witch. I forget her name.
Started with a T.
Yeah. So Han gives them this, the planet. So then they figure out this workaround that this witch that he'd grown this bond with, she is now like the princess of the planet to inherit the planet. So he's like, oh, okay, she's royalty. You know what? We love each other. We're gonna, like, I'm gonna stand up to my mom. And she's like, you can't marry her. She's only been a princess of royalty for 5 minutes. She has no training. And he's like, mother, you can just train her. Like, it's not a big deal.
Yep.
She's gonna come with us. And she was like, the mom was fighting it so much. And I love that he stood his ground for the woman that he loved.
Yep.
And he's like, no, we're not doing this. Like, I'm happy. She's happy. We're gonna make this, like, work.
She's coming with me.
She is going to be the queen mother, and you're going to have to deal with it.
Yep. Oh man, I can't remember. She did something to impress the mother, though. And then she was like, maybe
because she told them about her, like, unaliving some of the guards and all the things that they did while they were there. Right. And she's this strong, like, kind of fierce warrior woman. And she's like, oh, okay, maybe you'll be all right. Yeah, and so... And I love the fact that what is her name?
The little witch.
Yeah. I love the fact that she even too then stood up to the queen mother and was just like
Tenennial.
Yeah.
Tenennial.
She stood up to her and was like, no, like, you're not going to talk down to me. You're not
we love
going
each other. I love your son.
Disrespect me or my culture or my family or my planet. Like, that's not going to happen. And I love that she did that. And I feel like the prince and her kind of played off and built each other up and gave each other that strength to become that, like, unit together to stand up to the queen mother. And
that's what you should be doing as a partnership, right? Like, whether we're talking about romantic or platonic, I mean, like, you know, we could be talking about, you know, the prince and Tenennial, or we could be talking about us. having that bond is so important. Like having that unified front against problems, against opposition, and just knowing that you have a partner that has your back, that has your best interest in mind, and like isn't afraid to be like, oh, you're doing a really stupid thing right now. This is not what's best. It's so important.
Is that why all the Padawans have to have a Jedi Master with them to kind of solidify that bond to help build each other up? Because they're continuously growing and pushing each other, the Jedi Master and the Padawan?
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because it's like older is obviously training up the newer generation, but they end up learning so much from their Padawans.
Balance each other out because as the younger generation comes up, things kind of change and they
new ideas and fresh energy and thoughts,
and it helps keep them alive and in the present instead of kind of living in the past. When they grew up, they can see what's going on now and have that youthfulness to keep them up now. But then the younger kids can have that older experience to guide them through
all these different adventures. Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Partnerships to build each other up.
Yep, they're important.
We're smart sometimes.
Yeah. Ooh, we apparently like this book.
I love this book. This was a great book. We are going to announce actually the next 4 months of books here in this weekend.
That way you guys will have plenty of time to get them, read them ahead of time, and be ready.
We got 2 more Central Legends. We got a brand new Star Wars book that's coming out canon, and then we got a graphic novel, which I'm super excited about. We're reading a graphic novel for October, which works with the Tulsa Comic Swap that we're going to be at.
Yep.
So keep an eye out for that. We will be posting it.
More information will be coming about that. Just watch our page, watch our channels.
All that fun stuff. I think that is it. Thank you for listening and watching and hanging out. From our galaxy to yours, may force be with you. Always. Oh, it looks like claws when you do that. I think, it looks like claws. Dinosaur claws. I'll stick to my millennial heart. Thank you for listening to Sisterhood of the Traveling Bantha, written and produced by Denise McKay.
Edited and produced by Rexy Jupiter. Original logo design by Tyler Rigney.
Intro and outro music is provided by the Galactic Empire.
You can find us on all streaming platforms at Travel and Bantha.
And join our Discord for fun-filled galaxy chats.
You can also sign up for our Patreon starting at just $3. You get exclusive episodes, merch, behind the scenes, and more.
And a special thanks to all our Jedi Knight members and higher. We have Rooney, Michael Beavers, Mark Collier, and James Peak. From our galaxy to yours,
may the Force be with you.
Always.